hook shot on it.
Zerglings are gone, Marines are going to get in.
And Deathbound falls. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh no! I thought he tried to jump the boat. Blast damage from the siege tanks. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness!
Let me see a shot there from Ronaldo.
Oh, what?
Oh, really nicely played, Dodge.
Oh!
Damage from the siege tanks. Oh my goodness, that.
There's seen a player straight away. Oh, that player's just up.
Oh my goodness!
Goes again, turns 1, 2. There's the goal!
Hook shot, lovely hook shot on that Storm Sprinter. Will get his final kill. Oh! Nice shot!
He's great zoning out there by the drones. Is it going to be enough? The Marines.
We've got 16 of the best teams in the world. You're going to be within feet of your heroes. You're going to be able to watch it as it happens live.
Alrighty, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome. This is the Gfinity qualifiers here for Dota 2. My name is Joe Shuka, and joining me today, hello, Monsieur Durka. How are you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. It's warm outside. We're all suited
Oh,
up,
no.
but it's nice and cool in here.
It's a big thing for Dota 2 casters to wear suits, and it's just like, oh,
We have
what
to
is
step
this?
up. We have to
What
step
are
up
these
to
things?
this.
So yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. We've got a fantastic day of Dota here for you. We've got some fantastic games on along the way. We're already in the lobby for the first game. We can just put the first game, Dirk. You're the man for these for the knowledge. I'm just the good looks, you see.
Well, we were looking at the brackets, and it seems quite well balanced. You know, we've got Power Rangers versus Goomba up there, and
Okay.
here we've got mYinsanity versus a relatively unknown team, but they've got Klasinki, who is one of the sort of top 5 MMR ranked players in Europe.
Yep.
So we'll see how well his stack does. They've obviously progressed this far to come up against mYinsanity, the Serbs, who have competed, you know, in some pretty big tournaments. To be fair to them, they haven't excelled greatly. They've got a couple of players who went to the original international. They've got some Serbs who played in some big in-house leagues back in the day of Dota 1, but they haven't really shone as much as their individual skill should allow them to. But let's see if they can qualify for this Gfinity G3 event.
Exactly.
And let's talk a bit about that. I mean, Gfinity.net, a recently released website. They're going to have ladders. They've got the G3 event.
I know
in
it's
August,
big, isn't it? It's like all you could possibly all under one roof, all various games. Where it's not just Dota 2 as well. You've got various different games. Whereas you can check without Gfinity.net, take part in the ladders and leagues there, and of course, Mr. Durka, we've got the big thing. Our Gfinity event coming up as well in August, and that's at the beginning of August. Tickets are on sale for that as well at the moment. Awesome, it's going to be at the Copper Box Arena. That's very close to me as well, so I'm totally digging that. It'd be nice to actually go to an event and have to do less than an hour's travelling. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, of course, the amazing event as well. Going to be some awesome games at weekend as well. Going to be loads of personalities as well. If you've been watching the G3 reveal shows as well, so that's obviously a big part of all this is coming into play.
Wow, we're getting underway. Lobby started. Both teams are in.
Timing,
We're
good
loading
timing.
up. So let's get into here. I love this new sort of animated loading screen. Long gone are the days where everything's bog standard and boring. They really have stepped up their game for the international, haven't they?
Yeah, they really.
Showing
It
what
looks
they can
pretty.
do.
That's all I want to say. It looks pretty, and you know, the fact you can zoom all the way out now, like it just gives such an awesome feature as well. To brings like almost new depth to how you can cast these games, and you can actually sort of see tactically how teams are moving around as a group, as a team. So here we go. This is the first game here today, Durka. This is Central of Fear versus mYinsanity. What can you tell me about these teams? You're the man in the know.
Well, not seen too much from mYinsanity recently. They always sit in this sort of situation where they want to play like Western European teams, like Alliance, where they play, you know, split push. They know how to draft very well. But then they're on the verge of being more of a CIS team, where they play very aggressive Dota. They get occasionally caught out, and they try and play above their means. So they haven't really been on the scene as of late. There haven't been any big tournaments. I haven't seen much of them, so I don't know if they've been scrimming and practicing for something like this. But we'll just have to see from them. I mean, drafting now, it's always difficult to say where teams are going to go, because everything is so open now with the hero pool being absolutely massive.
Yeah, hero pool's huge at the moment. Looks like we've got a DC as well, but we'll sort that out in a second. Yeah, hero pool's absolutely huge at the moment. There's so many different potentials, so it's hard to say exactly what's in and what's out at the moment. Obviously, like from my perspective, I cast a lot of UK Dota, and it's easy to say what's in and what's out. Like Enigma seems to be a big thing at the moment for some reason.
Enigma and Naga.
Yeah, exactly. So whether that's going to come into play, I doubt it. But we're going to see the first set of bans coming from mYinsanity in Central Affair. So mYinsanity banning up the very strong Brewmaster at the moment. Brewmaster is hot at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. I mean, when he sits in that solo mid, he gets a very early blink. Now, you don't have to get arcanes on heroes like this anymore.
Yeah.
Previously, with Brew, Magnus, these strength heroes that are great at initiating and getting this big burst off in team fights, they'd have to go for bottles, boots, arcanes, then dagger. But not having that 1,000 gold deficit just allows that blink dagger to come, you know, twice as fast.
Exactly, it allows them to get online, get into those team fights really early, getting all up in their faces straight away. Like with his ulti as well, like it allows so much potential in the early game. I find as well, just to snowball into that late game as well. Really get the items you need, and you know, really sort of carry throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
Late game brew is just as dangerous as mid to early game brew.
But so Doom, Lycan and Bat banned out. These are really metagame bans here.
Yes.
Not really banning specifically against the teams, because they probably haven't ever played against each other.
Yeah.
But Batrider good at any stage in the game. That lasso is really a force to be dealt with.
Yep.
Then Doom, same kind of thing. His ultimate is absolutely massive when you've got spellcasting heroes that need to get these very important spells out in team fights. Yeah,
and of course you got rid of Lycan as well. Lycan's obviously quite an important hero to ban out if you do like having towers. That's obviously quite a big thing.
Ooh, Tinker first pick. That's not something we ever usually see. Obviously, at the recent BTS tournament, we saw Tinkers, you know, come into the limelight. We had Excalibur playing that constantly and, you know, wrecking the Chinese, and they didn't know what hit them. That's one of the biggest problems, I think, with Chinese teams. They have set heroes which they know they can.
They know how to play against, they know how to play with. But you throw something like, you know, like a Tinker, for example, is
or
a very
a
good
PA
example.
mid.
PA mid's become so good at the moment. You just get that dagger spam. What's the dagger, like level 1 dagger cooldown? It's like 5 seconds. Is it?
I think it's like 7 seconds.
7
It does minimal damage.
Yeah.
Usually, what they do is use it to last hit.
Yeah,
so
use it to last hit.
You can get 2 last hits at once. You can right click one creep and then dagger another.
So that's pretty big. Looking at now, so we've got the next 2 picks now for Central of Fear. What do we know these lineups then? So who have we got on these teams, Durka? Do you know anything about these guys other than
Well, like I said, Klasinki, he's sort of top 5 ranked in Europe.
Okay.
I don't know what role he's going to be playing, but I assume it's going to be a core.
Yes.
The 4 players he's with, I have no idea about.
Okay, so we don't know too much about these guys.
It's why I was so interested to see how, you know, these guys obviously progressed this far into the bracket, how well they do up against someone like mYinsanity, who are a very well-organized team. They've been together for a long time. I'm pretty sure they're all friends. I know they compete in local Serbian tournaments and LAN events there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You've got Grizzy and then you've got Gogi and Victor, or Booktop as his name is there, but that's actually Victor up at the top, the captain. And these guys have been playing together. I remember Victor from Dota 1 days back in DGL, Dota Gaming League.
In the day,
back literally six years ago or more, when he was playing in in-house leagues with pretty much the same guys.
So looking to see some good things from mYinsanity. They've been playing around roughly the same sort of team for a while now. Let's have a quick look at these picks again now. So Nyx Assassin getting picked up there by Central Affair along with Ancient Apparition. Nyx is obviously very strong at the moment as well. He has been for a while. He can quite versatile in which lane you can play him in as well. Playing one elf lane as well, Spike Carapace as well, does wonders. And again as well, you've got middle lane as well. So how they're going to run that, I'm not too sure just yet. But Ancient Apparition, again, a very strong support coming through into play. Ice Blast, quite strong at the moment.
Could I just get you to check who that Charizard is? Go into the top left and go into the lobby, and then check his Steam name over on the right-hand side. Because I think it's Mitch, but I can't quite remember. I know he's one of the Serbian guys. His name...
Who?
Is he not in that list? Oh well. But I can't remember who it is. He's always changing his name. He's had this name for a while, but he's definitely one of the big Serbian players. I think he was at TI1, but I can't quite remember.
Okay. Okay. This is why I like casting with Dirk, and these little nuggets of information that just come through.
That's what you get. I've played that for so long. I sort of absorb little things here and there. And I remember people quite well. You know, I still bump into people playing pubs where, hang on, I recognise your name from like 7 years ago. We played against each other once, and I remember your name. So now we're seeing a few more bans. Weaver there banned out, but Storm and Faceless Void, even more interesting ones. Chronosphere does couple up well with that Ice Blast, and Storm and Nyx are very good at picking people off, especially a Tinker. And I think that's what they're looking for here. Heroes that do well against Tinker and his split push. Batrider, Storm, Void all have means to close the gap and stop Tinker from blinking and TPing out. But I mean, Nyx is a great pickup against him nevertheless.
Yeah, definitely. Nyx can obviously do quite a lot of work, especially, again, I keep mentioning it, Spike Carapace was obviously going to be quite big against Tinker. March of the Machines, it will do well against all that. So, Tree and Protector getting picked up by mYinsanity. I do like the tree. A lot of people doubt the tree, but I respect the tree pick. I think the Living Arm is still quite strong at the moment. It's early, sort of, definitely early game changing. Make quite a big difference. So hopefully they can put it into play, pick up some heroes that will work well alongside that in the early game.
Well, it all comes down to how you want to play him, because previously, you know, when Goblak brought this hero really into the game, no one thought he could fit into any lineup. But Goblak played it in that role where he was a 5 role and he was just pulling creeps and giving living armor to your mid and off lane, so they had a free reign of that lane. But now we see people like PPD on EG. They get boost first, they get leech seed first, and they go aggressive. He's got like 77 base damage at level 1 or something ridiculous like that.
It's crazy.
He just goes and hits people, and that's why you see Twitch chat spamming punch him.
Yeah, exactly. No one likes to be on the receiving end of a level 1 truant just punching you in the face at like 5 seconds.
Especially when you're being slowed down, and anyone with, you know, minus armor or slow or anything like that gives Treant that impetus, just keep on going and dive towers.
Exactly. Before you know it, give him first blood. So, Viper getting banned out there as well. Quite a standard ban out along with the they said the Faceless Void, Storm Spirit. Next pickup now for Central of Fear. So looking at it so far, so how do you think they're going to run this Nyx? What's hot for Nyx at the moment? You know, he's obviously got mid lane or off lane. They could run him either really at this sort of current meta of the game.
That's the thing, Nyx hasn't been hot recently. Mainly because if you play him mid, it's very obvious when he's gone invis and going to gang. Same thing with offlane really. You can limit that because you can, you know, obviously hide in a fog, try and leech experience where you can. But his dominance comes really in 1v1s where he's got Spike Carapace, he's got great HP regen. I think he's got one of the highest level 1 HP regens in the game. Most people, you know, have 0.5 or something like that. He's got about 2.5.
Okay, I did not know that.
That's why he was picked up as offlane, because he didn't need as much tanker regeneration as usual heroes do. Now Jakiro, coupled up with an AA, not the greatest laning matchup.
Yeah, no, Jagiro's pretty cool, like, especially like if you've got a team that's looking, you know, a team fighting kind of team, then fair enough, you've got that sort of combo that can go with it. Like if you go like an Ice Path into an Ice Blast, maybe Macropyre as well ticking down on top of it. It can do the damage, but again, it's kind of like if they can keep the team fight concealed into one area, if that's how they can do it. If they can fight like that, if they can, you know, find the choke points, then that's going to be great for them. But Jakiro, I'm not a big fan of at the moment. Like, he's cool, it's two-headed dragon, what's not cool about that? But yeah, I don't know where he's going to fit into this lineup at the moment.
That's why I'm wondering now. We have seen the resurgence of Jakiro solo mid a little bit in the UK scene, with Infuse taking that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because if, like you said, they need something to synergize well with all 3 of these heroes. They've got great spells, but they need that initial team fight ultimate or a spell that brings everyone together, holds them in place. Void would have been great, but unfortunately it's banned out. Treant has already been taken by the enemy side. Darkseer really is the only one that I can see fitting well, but then you're in this position where you have to put Darkseer in one of the core roles.
Well, that's it, yeah. Like, Nyx Assassin, he's got to stay where he is, so you kind of then wonder where you're going to put a Darkseer or something along those lines. Very, very interesting to see how Central Free are going to make this work. Meanwhile, the other end of the spectrum, though, we've got mYinsanity picking up that Mirana. Now, Mirana, obviously, again, very hot at the moment. You've got Sacred Arrow, you've got Moonlight Shadow as well. Both very useful spells at the moment. Can allow for quite a lot of plays and a lot of maneuverability around the map. Might also help Tinker out of a tight spot here and there as well.
Again, same kind of thing. They've got decent pick-off now with the Nyx Assassin and the Ember Spirit once you get some items up.
Yeah.
But they're still lacking one hero. They need something with the synergy to bring this team together.
Yeah, I mean, if we let's take a look at this. So let's just assume. I mean, it's never good to assume with these teams, but let's just assume that we might see the Ember Spirit mid with the Nyx Assassin off lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be seeing AA and Jakiro running supports on a tri lane. Whether that be aggressive or safe, I'm not too sure yet. So they need something quite big. Obviously, you've got the likes of Faces Void getting banned out, which would have worked perfectly with that lineup. So no Faces Void, so it really sort of limits really how they're going to play this. Who else could they pick up really to synergize with that?
I'm not too sure. I mean, Darkseer was the only one I could really think of. But let's take a look at mYinsanity, because they've got Tinker, they've got Treant, so they've got some pretty good heroes to start off with. And now going for the Bane Mirana combo, that's going to be a devastating lane, whoever they're against. Now they can run dual lanes here with the Bane Mirana going on the well, they're dire, so bot lane. Or they could have them safe lane with the Treant pulling, so they've got lane dominance and experience and gold from the stacking and pulling. Then they're just going to be looking for an offlaner. But who do they pick?
Who do they pick? But there's still quite a lot of offlaners in the pool as well.
Nature's Prophet, for instance.
Nature's Prophet's still in the pool. He'd work quite well. I don't know whether or not, like with the Tinker as well, whether they're going to be going for too much sort of split push and not enough team fight. That'd be my only concern there. I mean, obviously it can work, but obviously the way Central Affairs lineup's looking at the moment is that they're going to be looking to sort of go hard or go home kind of sort of line up. And you've got the Ember Spirit, you've got Jakiro, Ancient Apparition, Nyx Assassin.
They even ban out the Darkseer themselves. They must have something up their sleeves here.
Yeah, they must have something. So
Darkseer's, it could be a Tide Hunter, to be fair.
Yep.
And banning out the Darkseer is great at counter-initiating against the Tide. But if they take the Tide Hunter, then you're going to be left with Ember looking towards that safe lane.
Yep.
Then Tide or Nyx mid. And then having the other one on the off lane. And then these two supports that don't excel together.
Yeah.
How was that final ban? Wraith King.
Yeah, so banned out Wraith King. Final picks now for both sides, and I'm really not too sure how either of these teams are going to come together. mYinsanity is a little bit more straightforward now, but there's a Slark pickup.
Now that is really confusing. So they've got Nyx, Slark, and Ember looking towards the core roles. Ember mid. Do they run aggressive tri-lane with the Slark, AA, and Jakiro? It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
But I think their main thing here is going to be trying to shut down the Tinker.
Yeah, so I think we'll see quite a lot of roaming sort of movements as well from the A and Jakiro, like really, like I said, going to be shutting down that Tinker, stopping him, like trying to delay the Blink Dagger, delay the Boots of Travel, so before they can put him online, do as much damage as they possibly can. Final pickup now for mYinsanity, and there's the Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker against Slark. Now there was a lot of talk about this. Obviously Slark, his passive, can see the... Bloodseeker's passive can see the Slark and stops that HP regen and gives vision of him.
Yeah.
So the Slark has to go and buy salves to try and get over the threshold, or, as was said by Ice and someone else when they were casting a game, why don't you just buy Tranquil Boots? Tranquil Boots on Slark, that's going to allow you to HP regen even when the Bloodseeker can see you, but obviously it's not the greatest of items on him.
Obviously it sort of falls different ways really. Depends on exactly going to lane this out now. I'm really excited to see how they're going to put these lanes. So here we are, we're going to get ourselves in game and take a quick look.
Prepare for
okay, so over on the Radiant side, heading down to bottom lane, we've got Sad on the Nyx Assassin. By all means, Dirk, you need to jump in and correct me if I'm about to say anyone's name wrong. That's like your job now, okay? On the Jakiro, we have got Mama Club heading down to middle, picking up the Ember Spirit. We've got Noctis. Heading on to the top lane, we've got Daywalker picking up the Ancient Apparition, and then you've got Krasinski on the Slark.
And over on the dire side, we have Cola on that Tinker, solo mid, Grizzine on the Bloodseeker at top lane. And it looks like they're going to go for some kind of tri-lane here. We have, could you check the Treant's name? Go to his Steam profile. You've got the scoreboard open. But we've got Gogi on that Mirana, and up here we've got Victor on the Bane. Now check this guy's aliases.
30 seconds.
Click the little arrow and see who he actually is.
Mouse sensitivity.
It's Mitch. Yes,
Mitch.
I was right.
Okay.
So Mitch is like a really old school player. He's been around for a long time. He knows what he's doing. So we're going to see a tri-lane here. So they've got the Nightmare into Leech Seed. Well, Nightmare into Arrow and then Leech Seed. So they've got great killing potential. And they're up against Nyx and Jakiro on the bot lane. Is this going to be dual lanes then? AA and Slark on top and then solo mid Ember?
The battle begins.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, obviously you've got the Slark pounce into the Cold Feet from AA, and Chilling Touch is going to give the nice bit of burst damage there.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I'll give you that.
Oh, we're switching lanes here. mYinsanity are going to go for the defensive tri-lane up on top, which is what I was saying before. They can have the Treant stack and pull, get experience, and then they've got the Bane and Mirana to zone out whoever's on this top lane. Bloodseeker up against Nyx and Jakiro. He's going to get harassed pretty heavily down here. Liquid Fire and then the Impale from Nyx.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult to go up against. Obviously, he's got to rely a lot on the health regen there. He's really go up in their face if this lane's going to work for him.
Now, Ember Spirit has gone for one level in Flame God. Does not help him against the pure damage of Laser.
Not at all. Not at all.
Let's take up last hits and denies. So Tinker taking the early lead, getting some nice last hits and denies in there, and keeps the creep equilibrium up on his high ground. If he can keep it here, that's going to be great for him. It looks like he will. One last hit there from the Ember. So this creep lane is going to be up on the high ground. Ember's going to have such a rough time going in for last
Yeah,
hits.
he can't get any of those
I
now.
mean, Tinker is going to sit here, harass him off the lane. Look at that. 1 hit, 2 hits, and then he's going to laser him when he tries to come close. Very little chance for the Ember to get anything here. So it's going to come down to rune control really for the Ember. If he can get a nice DD or a haste trying to chase down the Tinker. But he needs Searing Chains, which he's gone for. So Searing Chains and Flame Guard, he'll be able to hold the Tinker in place and do enough damage to him to possibly force him off the lane.
Arrow catching Slark here on the top lane. Don't think we're going to see first blood just yet though. The Bane now taking quite a bit of damage. Slark pounces on top of him as well. Ancient Apparition chipping away at it. One more right click. One more right click. Oh, salves up. Is he going to be enough? No. We'll get the first blood there. Ancient Apparition taking down that Bane. Daywalker's going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, really nice there. Chilling Touch just proving to be too much for mYinsanity.
As your first blood there in less than 2 minutes.
Now, Nyx is playing a farming role in this bot lane, but they've got pretty good pushing potential just with the Jakiro. Grizine, how many last hits have you got? 4 and 1, so he's doing better than expected, and that's pretty much because they've pushed this lane all the way up to his tier 1.
Yeah, well, Jakiro's got points in Liquid Fire as well, so I guess if he keeps those enabled, the lane is just going to naturally push. I guess those creeps going to go down pretty quickly.
They're swapping lanes around. Slot going towards the bot, and Jakiro TPing top. No, it was the Nyx that went top, so we've got Nyx AA up on this top lane. So that Carapace is going to be good against the Nightmare, then Arrow. And they're going to switch lanes completely.
Yeah,
Down
AA's
comes the
TPing
AA.
down, and yeah, Jakiro's gone to get a TP now, I guess. Yeah.
So they don't want this Bloodseeker getting any kind of farm. So with this tri-lane down here, they'll be able to successfully stop him and possibly push the tower. But let's take a look at this Ember once again. 10 and 5 on the Tinker, and Ember 5 and 0.
Oh, Bloodseeker's in trouble here now on the bottom lane, taking so much damage. Cold Feet catches him as well. One more right click from Slark, and there we go.
Instant.
Yeah, not much you can do about that at all. 2 kills for 0 now.
I mean, they spent 270 gold on TPs to get
Oh,
down
but
there.
Nyx catching an arrow on the top lane. It's all happening here. Spike Carapace are catching him out, but SSD taking quite a lot of damage there. Quite a lot of right clicks. Some nice body blocks there coming out from the Bane. And there you go. 2 for 1.
That extra
Might
HP
be
regen
revenge.
not helping him out. Noctis might be in trouble here. He's taking a lot of damage from the March, but look at that. Just managing to find a little nook where there
Yeah.
were no machines coming.
Managed to dive through them.
He might actually go here on the Tinker. Has bottle charges, but he doesn't have any Sleight of Fist, so he can't catch up to that Tinker and Searing Chains him. Bot lane again, Grizin taking a little bit of damage from that Chilling Touch.
He really needs to be careful down here now. This Bloodseeker's got his work cut out for him now. A lot of harass coming from that Ancient Apparition. He's level 3 already. He's hitting 55 damage. He's been pretty happy with that. The lane's getting pulled as well.
Noctis taking plenty of harass from that Tinker, who's gone for the March build, so he's looking to get Bottle, Boots of Travel, Soaring.
Yeah.
Is he getting any stat camps for himself? The Tree in here, probably going to be looking towards that. And with Tinker on the Dire side, it's not, in my opinion, not as great as the Radiant side. You've got to position yourself it's not as efficient. You've got to position yourself here and send the March either this way or that way to get these 2 camps. Whereas on the Radiant side, you can just come down here, position yourself here, send March across here, and
Yeah.
you've got both camps covered. Haste here from the Ember Spirit though. This might be his opportunity. Dire Ward does spot that out, so Tinker going to play a little bit safer.
You say that, he charges across the river.
He probably won't go high ground though, he
Yeah,
knows.
no, he's backing off, yeah.
Maximum stacking from the tree, and he's stacking as much as he can. He's actually just going to go and try and kill this Ogre camp.
Yeah, I think he wants to get himself a bit of gold. Try and keep up a little bit. He's got 2 points to living armor as well, so he doesn't need to worry too much. It's Bloodseeker though, he's getting zoned out at the moment.
They've got to get this Slark online as quickly as possible though, because they need to create space for the Ember to farm up his Battle Fury and whatever items he decides to go for. That's going to be the big difference between these 2 teams. A farmed Ember is so difficult to deal with, and when you don't have great high ground potential, you know, you've got Tinker to split push lanes, you've got Bloodseeker to pick people off, Bane Mirana can do the same kind of thing, and then Treant for the big team fight orientation skill with the Overgrowth, and then March to follow up. If you're trying to push high ground against an Ember Spirit with, you know, Battle Fury and crit,
Yeah.
you're going to get absolutely wrecked by that.
Yeah, you don't really want to be fighting into that at all. That's not where you want to be. 5 minutes into the game though, and the pace of this game has really slowed down all of a sudden. Both teams realise, okay, we can't just start throwing away kills this early in the game.
Well, that's the thing. Both teams need farms. They don't really have a highly aggressive side. Bane Mirana is probably the biggest combo there to watch out for, but they're sitting on this top lane securing farm for the Mirana. She has enough for phase boots. but I have a feeling she's going to go Midas. She doesn't need phase boots to dominate this lane anymore, which is why the item's usually picked up. So
Yeah.
I think an early Midas here, well, a relatively early Midas, it is already almost 6 minutes into the game. It's going to help boost her gold. Grazine has relegated himself to farming the
Yeah,
jungle.
I was going to say, off to the jungle he goes. Giving that Slark pretty much free roam now on the top lane. He's nearly level 6, halfway through level 5. Oh, missing a last hit there.
Ember Spirit going for a rune. Is he going to get lucky again? 6-minute rune spawns. Top again. I think that's 3 runes in a row. He's getting very lucky, and Tinker not happy about
yeah,
that.
Tinker's getting really deprived here.
He's going Soul Ring first, so he knows that he's getting camp stacked for him, so he can get Soul Ring, then have a massive boost of gold influx. They've even stacked Ancients once. Treant not getting caught out with that Ice Path. That was pretty close, though.
So Treant's heading bottom lane, I guess, just to try and slow down the Slark a little bit.
Well, there's this push on the tier 1. That's going to be a big boost of gold for them. They've already got boots, so Arcanes are going to follow very
Dire's
shortly.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Tree's trying to keep this tier 1 going as much as possible. Living armor on it, but it's got a full fresh creep wave going on now. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep hold of that tier 1, not unless they get some TPs down there.
Well, he goes in Viz, try to leech as much experience as he
Dire's
can,
structures
fortify on
are
top of that.
fortified.
The thing is with living armor, it's not going to help when you've got liquid fire on it. They might go for some aggressive play here. The Bane has TP'd in. Is that Mirana to follow? That's the Bloodseeker, in fact. Not level 6 yet, so they can't chase on this.
Yeah, not much they can do there, but just free out the tower a little bit now so they can start to put some living armor on that tree and that tower.
7-minute Midas there from Mirana, not great. But again, you've got to remember that the original dual lane there from COF, that did put a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I mean, she only got 1 assist as well. She wasn't there that found that kill in the Nyx earlier. Plus the TP round earlier on in the game as well, like you said.
They're rotating the supports again, so that TP down to bot turned into nothing.
Yeah, Bloodseeker's gone back on lane now.
This is giving time for Nyx to hit level 6 though. Mirana can't really zone him out of the lane, like I said. Didn't go for the phase boots, but has been left alone.
Has got the Midas up now though.
Radiant's middle
This is good
tower is under attack.
prioritizing here now. They're trying to give the Bane level 6. He's almost level 5 now, so a little bit of experience solo mid. He does have to be wary though that this Ember Spirit could jump on him. But maxing Flame Guard are going for 2 in Searing Chains, none in the ultimate. He will have his, a none in Sleight of Fist. He does have his ultimate to make up the distance and catch up with the Bane. And another rune for him, DD top. This could be kill potential. Depends where he goes. If he goes into the dire jungle, you know, he could catch someone out, but I think the easiest kill here is looking for the Bane.
Yeah, if he can jump on top of that Bane as well, if he can get the creep wave pushed in his favour, he'd have a pretty good time there.
Oh, nice big stack there for the Tinker. Does have rearm, has the Soul Ring. This is going to be a nice big boost of gold.
There we go.
Just watch that gold flow. He was sitting on about 500. This is going to take him up to 12, 1300.
There you go. 1300 gold there, just like that. So he goes Blink next, I guess, or Boots?
He goes Boots of Travel first.
Yeah.
There's always that Ancient stack. Not being stacked again, unfortunately. Bloodseeker wants to try and get as much experience down here as he can, so can't really go and stack that for the Tinker.
Living armor though, doing some work that tower on the bottom lane.
Yeah, but this
About
tower's going to
500
fall. Level 2 Liquid Fire. There's no chance of defending this right now.
Yes.
Unless they TP 3 people down, but even then, Slark, AA and Jakiro pretty good at defending that
Dire's bottom tower
aggressive
has
play if they
fallen.
chose it.
And getting brought up there, mana boots for Nyx.
Careful what you play.
He got 20 last hits, 5 denies at Nyx. He's actually done alright, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's been left alone up against this Mirana, and like I said,
Yeah.
she can't zone him out of the lane that efficiently.
Yeah,
He's
not
got
on her
plenty
own.
of regen.
Dire's bottom
Now,
tower
an
is
interesting
under
change
attack.
actually to Ember's Flame Guard. It now blocks the damage from Tinker's March.
Okay.
And it's one of the weird things about Dota 2 because March is universal damage, but the interaction between things like Pipe, Magic Block, and Flame Guard didn't really work properly. Because
Yeah.
For instance, Doom's ultimate is universal damage, which is magical damage that goes through immunity. Oh, silence and rupture onto the Slark. Is he going to be able to escape here? He's going to keep running, but the Brain Sap, that's going to put him on the edge here. Does have ultimate, it's going to be able to heal up.
Oh.
Dual Breath, they catch out the AA. They're going to get 1 kill at the very least. There's Chilling Touch. But can they actually turn on this? The passive from Bloodseeker definitely kicking in here. 2 kills. They're defending the tier 2 very well. And that's Slark. He can't escape from the Bloodseeker passive. This is what I was saying. He's got no salve. He's got no way of regenerating up. Grizine might just go for this. Silences the Slark so he can't pounce. But this might turn out to be very dangerous for him if there are TPs from the Radiant side. He gets living armor put on him.
Right
this
click.
is a, oh! To pounce away. In comes the AA.
Nice
Grizine,
body blocks there.
Grizine's still going for it. He's going to get cold feet. Here comes the Ember Spirit. Does have Searing Chains. There we go. Holding him in place. This was so
Grizine.
ballsy by Grizine. Throwing away his life at the attempted kill on that Slark.
Slark's going to be quite happy with
And
that.
top
I'd
lane.
imagine.
That
Ooh.
Nyx going in on the Treant. Does have an Impale ready to go now. But that Living Armor might be his downfall. Does get the ultimate off Mana Burn. But the Nyx has no mana for the Carapace. The Treant turns on him. One swipe from the big clubbed arm. But he does have a salve. He
Can't
might just
quite
get away.
keep
That
up.
movement speed. 355 against 350. 5
Not quite.
movement speed making the difference there between life and death for the Nyx.
Ah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Really big plays. It was some really ballsy plays, shall we say here. Bloodseeker trying to dive past the tier 2, almost at tier 3, trying to kill that Slark, losing his own life because of it.
Now Boots of Travel are ready for that Tinker, so any push that COF try to apply to this tier 2 bot, it is on pretty low health, but Living Armor, what level is that? Level 4 now? Level 3. So that's going to heal up pretty nicely. Ice Blast is online, flying up to top lane. It's going to catch the Treant. This might just work, but I think it's a little bit too late. The AoE is going to catch him. BAM!
Oh! Is that
He's
gonna
going
be
to tick
enough?
over. 100% going to tick over from that.
Nice, really nice Ice Blast there. Dead Treant.
Now Klasinki silenced up again. This is so irritating as a Slark player. He's always below that threshold. And he's given a salve by his support. He's going to have to start carrying salves himself.
Yep.
Regeneration rune picked up by the Ember Spirit. 2,000 gold on him. Now what do you reckon? Do you go into that Battle Fury as quickly as possible, or do you try and stack up some stats? Go for drums out of phase?
Like, I always prefer like Ember Spirit. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Battle Fury anyway, so I prefer stats anyway to get like the drums online or something along those lines. Just a bit more survivability and to sort of mould the way into sort of mid to late game. But the way he's going at the moment, he's got 58 last hits, 12 denies in 12 minutes. That's not terrible. He hasn't been phased out too much. So he could go greedy, he could get the Battle Fury and just start farming, and he could sort of snowball from there.
He's going Battle Fury, and interestingly enough, he's going for Perseverance first. With the bottle, usually you see they have enough HP regen and mana regen with the bottle, just to keep that and then go for the damage from the 2 swords. But since he's against the Bloodseeker, again, it's this thing. You need more HP regen. You desperately need it. So he's going for that Perseverance very intelligently, just to stop that BS having more stacks and being able to see him.
Speaking of Bloodseeker, he's down on bottom lane there. Backing off from the Slark though for the time being.
Quick look at the net worth, 5.5k on that Tinker. He's going to slowly but surely get out of hand.
Ice Blast catches this Bloodseeker down bottom lane. He's going to be in trouble there. Pounces on top of him, the Slark as well. Slark's in pursuit. He can manage to get away though. Rupture going onto the Slark though. He's going to try and TP out.
He's out.
No problem there. Very close, but no problem. Cole there almost getting the kill there.
Now we haven't really seen Bane Mirana do anything special. Mirana's been farming up on this top lane. Midas, Ring of Aquila and Phase Boots. We'll slowly see her transition into, you know, a harder carry.
Yeah.
But up against Slark and the Ember Spirit, it's going to be difficult for her without a BKB or something like that to actually get in these team fights and do damage. So I think they're going to rely heavily on the Tinker getting Dagon E-Blade. Maybe a Hex to keep down the Ember Spirit, because he's obviously very difficult to hold down in one place with the amount of mobility he has.
I kind of feel like in the early game, like they didn't really sort of use the Bane Mirana combo as much as potential they could have done. I mean, obviously it was difficult for them to sort of try and find to corner out the Nyx Assassin as well. Like he did do quite a good job anyway.
But it's not just that, but they rotated the support so often to the bot lane to try and defend the tier 1 and tier 2, but in the end failed. The Mirana was just sat up here farming on her own. There was no opportunity to actually get this combo off. So Bane hasn't been the greatest of picks so far. But is he level 6? He's level 7 in fact. So we're going to be looking for this Fiend's Grip onto the Ember Spirit or the Slark where the Tinker can just come in and finish off.
Yeah. Hard in place, load of burst damage from Tinker. You'll be happy with that.
Slark is going for a Shadow Blade. Not too sure about that because the Bloodseeker's always going to be able to see him.
Yeah.
Well, always. When he's below that
Yeah, when he's
HP
below
threshold.
the
Ice
threshold.
Blast, flying into mid. There's the Ember Spirit, Searing Chains on the Bane unfortunately. Then the Ice Path. I don't think they've got enough damage here to take him down, and Brain Sap's going to try and keep Victor alive. There was a D-Ward there, sentry placed by the Radiant, catching that.
Yeah.
And similar thing with Nyx, he's nearly got Blink Dagger.
That mana burn really doing some work against that Mirana though. Just providing that little bit of harass, just as especially not getting complete free farm here. So she's on 87 last hits now.
Ember Spirit, 1,000 gold away from the Battle Fury. He's going to have that in the next 2 minutes or so. But Blink on the Tinker. This is where things start getting nasty. Jakiro is a really tanky support hero, has pretty high armor as well. Almost 900 HP and 3 armor. But the AA, he's going to fall pretty damn quickly to that Tinker blinking around.
Oh yes, it needs to be careful. Let's see, get into the bottom lane.
And one of the reasons I don't really agree with the Shadowblade on Slark right now, if he had a Blink Dagger, he'd be so adept at finding the Tinker and blinking after him to catch him in the trees when he blinks to march. With a Shadowblade, you know, you don't have that extra increased initiation range.
No, I agree completely.
Now, Ember, do you find another rune? Are you that lucky? No, the DD goes to the tree and 112 plus 112 damage.
That's not too bad for 16 minutes in. We want to take one of those right clicks to the face, would you?
Well, when you look at Mirana, what's her base damage? 82. So he's got 30 more base damage than the Mirana.
Yeah, who's had free farm for pretty much.
Well, also like 4 levels ahead of him.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you're a tree, I guess.
No smoke here from
Things
these
going
guys.
out.
Victor going to ward that up. That's unfortunate. You know, if he'd placed it slightly over to the right, they would have caught this ward and de-warded it at the same time.
Yeah. Ice Blast heading to top lane as well. Looks like they're going to try and make some moves on Mirana. But Nick's pounced just a little bit too early there, and the Mirana got away. Return arrow as well, not going to find anything.
They can definitely see the prioritization of farm here. Tinker is getting free lane on bot. Bloodseeker is sort of in the jungle trying to get what he can. Going for a Blade Mail first, I believe. I don't think that's going to be a mech. We very rarely see Bloodseekers go mech. Although, to be said, Mushi went mech on Shadow Fiend a couple of days ago.
And how did that work out?
It worked out really damn well. I think he went sort of 8-0 or something like that.
Well, that's the thing with the mech. Like it kind of gives you that sort of bit of makes you a bit of a utility hero in the sense that you can sort of survive when his team fights a bit more. But here
Rupture
comes
and
the
Fiend strip
rupture.
onto the next laser. Down you go. The
No
4-man
chance.
movement there. Ice Blast not really going to
Catches two.
Catches 2. I thought the Treant would continue his path downwards. Would walk straight back into that ultimate. Slark has his Shadow Blade. Might start to see some movement from him.
So Orb of Venom goes back into the stash for the time being. He
Radiant's
did have that, didn't
middle
he?
tower is under
17-minute
attack.
Battle Fury for the Ember. He has farmed so well. He did have a couple of stacked camps here, set up by his supports.
So that's going to help him come online there. 99 last hits already, less than 20 minutes in. That's not a bad effort at all.
Especially when he's been against the Tinker. I mean, they have given these supports some space as well. Shakira nearly has mech. He's 500 off that, and you can see he's definitely getting farm priority mid for the meanwhile.
Yeah, I do like how they're sort of rotating the lanes around, getting the most out of all the lanes they possibly can, really farming up well.
Well, you see the net worth now. Oh,
Yeah.
see a movement onto Tree and Liquid Fire, Impale. Here comes the Ice Blast to seal the deal. You can't survive through this. Overgrowth going to help out, but Ember Spirit comes in for the last hit.
No chance.
Radiant's top tower.
But yeah, we'll take a look at the net worth. There's 8.2k on the Tinker, and this is what I was saying. They're going to rely heavily on him finding pickoffs and finishing people off. Mirana has been given free farm on top lane. Arrow not going to hit anyone.
Radiant's
But then there's the
top
Ember,
tower is
Slark, and
under
Nyx
attack.
all doing very well themselves. But the two supports I think are the key here. Oh, Searing Chains onto Victor. No chance to nightmare yourself. Going to get the hell out of there. And one swipe onto the Mirana takes him pretty low.
Yeah.
Has fallen.
Just got to get out of there, that hurt.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But there we go, another tier 1 down.
But this is a commitment of 5 men towards mid while Tinker's split pushing. While there was a hero up here split pushing. And Mirana's come down to this bot lane.
Heading into Radiant Jungle.
Is that Midas on the AA? I saw him farm up, 1,500 gold. I thought, oh, he's going to go buy a point booster at some point. But going for the Midas, he's going to get level 11 a lot sooner. And also give him the opportunity to get the Aghanims quicker.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
They're
top
definitely
tower
looking
is
towards the
under
mid to late
attack.
game. Ember Spirit actually goes down.
Oh, missed that. Bottom lane, Mirana, Tinker taking him down there. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to take that another tier 1 down.
Radiant's bottom
Living
tower
Armor trying
is
to do its
under
thing, but
attack.
it's not going to be enough.
I'm not even sure how that happens. I guess Ember Spirit TP'd and there was a nice arrow across from the Moonlight Shadow here. We see Victor going in, does have Fiend's Grip ready, but there's going to be no movement from his teammates really. There's Treant
no
and Bane
backup.
here all alone.
Tinker is TPing in now.
They're going to catch AA. AA goes to use the Midas, and this is going to be his downfall. Throws off his ultimate, but down he goes to that Tinker's rocket.
Ouch.
Actually, Ice Blast going to go down towards bot lane, possibly. No, they deny the tower, but they're going to get the Mirana kill on top of that. So they lose the AA, but they get Mirana. That's more than
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
definitely
trade.
worth an
And the
exchange.
denial on the tower, definitely worth it.
That wasn't too bad for them. So, CF losing their first tier 1 tower.
Actually, worth pointing out, the main reason they went for the tier 1 and tier 2 towers bots so early on is because if you leave them standing and you do, small damage over time, with heroes like Slark, Nyx, and Ember, you don't have the potential 20 to 30 minutes in to take them unless you team wipe the enemy. And then there's Treant on the enemy team who can constantly heal.
So it's best to get those obstacles out of the way as soon as possible. Frees up the support system onto other lanes as well.
And Bloodseeker has switched his itemization. He bought Chainmail looking towards Blade Mail, but now he's picked up a Metal Hammer, so it might be a BKB.
Radiant's top tower is under
It could be a Maelstrom into Mjolnir, but I think it's going to be a BKB.
How's this Ember Spirit doing? 107 last hits. So he's only gained about 8 last hits since we last looked at him.
He did die once on bot lane.
Yeah.
That's limited his farm.
Yeah, looks like CF desperately trying to defend this tier 1 on top lane.
Slark started off on Skadi, but has gone back for drums. Wants some extra mobility and survivability in these team fights.
Yep.
Now we see Invis from Treant has Overgrowth ready. Can they actually find an opening? Tinker can always TP into this creep wave, but with only 2 supports here up against 4 or 5 guys from COF, we're seeing this so much from them right now. 5-man Dota all the way.
Yeah. So they're really sort of coming together as a team right now, really sort of working as a unit. Like we said earlier, making the most out of the lanes that they possibly can.
Oh, Dire Sentry going to spot out Nyx. Treant needs to get the heck out of here. Goes Invis himself.
It's gone.
Now does the cavalry come in? Here comes the TP from Mirana. Arrow not going to fly across. Rocket's going to get launched. The Nyx is spotted out. Rupture on him. He's in a lot of trouble. He can't continue. There's the mech. Overgrowth catches 2. Kazinki on the slug. Nice Dark Pack. They're going to find this Treant. Ice Blast hits absolutely no one. 1 kill there, but it could have been so much more. They actually followed the Bloodseeker. This Ember Spirit doing so much damage. Nice, they take the Nightmare off him. Down goes Victor. Another kill for COF. Can they catch more? One more Sleight of Fist might finish off that Bloodseeker, but he's got that passive going. Got so much movement speed, and
Yeah,
Mirana
he's out
leaping
there.
away to safety. Tier 2 on the cards for them, but Tinker's going to be back into this fight very quickly.
So they're not going to push on that tier 2. They're just going to pings go out to mid lane. Guess they're going to just continue to farm for the time being.
That's really interesting. Observer Ward here from the Radiant and here.
Yeah.
And one of them's in range of the Dire Sentry. A little bit of miscommunication there, I guess.
Yeah, I think they must have both gone down at the same time, maybe.
Tinker is going for Dagon Ethereal Blade. He's looking for that big burst to try and take someone out of the team fight as quickly as possible. It's difficult against a Slark. I mean, we saw the power of that Dark Pack just now. Overgrowth meant nothing to him. He was straight back in there hitting people.
Yeah. Wasn't an issue at all. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mirana TPing down. Slark using that Shadow Blade. Just going to jump on the run. No, Mirana pounces away.
He went for that 1 extra hit, trying to go for maximum efficiency, but Mirana too quick on the fingers.
Yeah, that was really nice.
That's actually... I wonder if this was intentional, because that could be a really good bait if they see you place 1 observer and they deward it with that.
Yeah.
They don't know about this one,
Yeah.
because they don't expect you to place 2 observer wards in the same place.
Yeah, it's quite a nice bait, I guess. If that was the mentality behind it, I don't know.
I doubt it. I just like to make things up.
Ice Blast coming, bottom lane, Mirana getting caught out there. Ouch.
No chance whatsoever.
Yours sincerely, Nyx Assassin. Top lane, yeah. Bane and Bloodseeker continue to farm the jungle.
What does Bane even have? Boots and Bracer. He is living life on the edge. He is
Yeah.
in poverty.
19 last hits, he's died 3 times.
And Ember Spirit with that crit. Now we look at the net worth. Almost 12k on the Tinker, but these 2 cores on COF definitely catching up. They're ahead of the Mirana now, who was 2nd place.
Ember Spirit.
This is the thing, Mirana isn't really a hard carry. She needs more items than Slark and Ember do to actually do damage. And when she's gone for a relatively defensive build, going phase boots, Midas, Manta style, there's no Deso, no Maelstrom, no DPS output
Yeah,
really.
I was just about to say, like, I don't know whether or not Manta style first on Mirana's like is the best option at the moment. Like, it is some bigger sort of damage. Maelstrom would have been a really good choice, I thought.
Usually in these situations you see phase drums, then well, she went Midas, so phase, Midas, drums, and then
Nyx
into
getting caught in the rupture.
Maelstrom or Deso.
Ice Blast going to try and defend him, but it won't be enough.
And that Tinker coming in with a laser and Dagon. He's only 1300 away from E-Blade. He hasn't gone for more levels than Dagon, still stuck on level 1.
Bane looking to find this Ember on top lane. He's going to back off. Both going to back off.
There's like no way of catching him
Yeah.
whatsoever. Unless they get Nightmare, Fiend's Grip, and then Tinker TPs in afterwards, he's just going to get away.
Yeah, there's no point wasting the ulti.
25-minute Manta style for that Mirana, not great. We're going to see a pipe from the Treant. I mean, the amount of
Dire's
magic
middle
damage coming out from the
tower is
AA
under
Jakiro alone is pretty massive.
Yeah, I'm still not too sure about the Jakiro. Like, I haven't seen anything big come from this Jakiro yet. Like, he's got a couple of ice paths, but it's not been anything spectacular coming from him yet.
Radiant's top
Well, the main
tower
thing is the
under
liquid
attack.
fire, and they
Yeah.
managed to take down so many towers early. Look at how many towers are standing for the Dire and how many are standing for the Radiant.
Yeah, this is very true. Very true indeed. Liquid Fires help push those lanes round.
Now this gold grab, 3k gold lead for the Radiant. That's mainly their two cores. They've come back into this game so heavily.
Yeah.
Skadi is definitely not far away from that Slark. Let's take a look what's on his courier. Smoke and sentries. And the XP graph, it's pretty dead even.
Oh yeah, yes it is. Less than 1,000 XP in it. AA getting the point boost, it said, so going for the Ags. That'll be very good once they do get online. But he's only level 10 though. There's your BKB for the Blood Seeker.
Well, only level 10.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for a hero like that.
Yeah, I suppose Jakiro's level 9, so...
And you're looking at the big 16s there. Slark 16. Tinker 16 doesn't mean as much because you don't really go for level 3 rearm too early on until you get your Hex, because you don't have the mana regen for it. I think Ember Spirit needs to start catching up on these levels though. If they start stacking camps from a little bit more, they'll be able to get that next item a lot quicker. But look at this.
Got a Crystalist there,
5-man farming the Radiant jungle. They know they've got to watch out for Moonlight Shadow and Smoke Gangs here. Grazine has his BKB completed. Victor is on the rampage looking for an opening.
Radiant's top tower
There's
is
so many
under
sentry
attack.
wards out as well from MY at the moment.
This can be a smoke from the Radiant. There are no wards going to spot this out. Let's take a quick look at the Dire vision here. They can't quite see up here. So when this smoke arrives, they'll have no idea it's coming.
Radiant's top
Jakiro
tower is
TPing
under
to
attack.
top lane. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker and Bane do into the Radiant jungle.
Oh, they're going to spot them. Grazine is going to get spotted out here. Yeah, they see them on the minimap.
Yep, pings go out.
So Tinker
Another
has
return.
E-Blade pretty much completed. Just needs to go and buy that Eagle Horn bow.
Look at that, Nixon Slark, full pursuit. And they're going to find the
Victor.
Bane.
Tough position to be in. There's a sentry there to spot him out. Oh, he
Not
walks
quite.
back. Oh, that's a Dire sentry.
Yeah.
Oh, Victor, so close to death. Ice Blast. Where's that going? That's well off the mark. And Victor did the smart thing there. He stood in one position. He knew he wasn't going to get found out.
Yeah.
The rest of the team walked this way. The potential for the Ice Blast to go and catch him was pretty high.
But not quite enough detection there. It's happening middle lane, no. Slark pouncing on that Treant. Overgrowth does come into play. Leech Seed as well. Slark doesn't care too much though, but he's not going to find the kill on the Treant. Treant's going to back off because that living armor.
Well, Overgrowth was used. I thought that was a bit of a waste, but since Treant survived, I guess not.
Yeah. It's only 50-second cooldown or 60-second cooldown.
Tinker cancelling his TP there. Doesn't want to get into the face of this Ember Spirit. I actually jumped straight back down to this Radiant jungle to farm. What do you reckon Grazine goes for now? He's gone BKB. He still has that chainmail.
I guess the the best bit would be just to finish the armor off, I guess. BKB, he's got a survivability, so yeah, maybe just a bit of damage reduction would be work quite well for him. He's doing damage as well now.
I think he needs to do more damage. They've got the Tinker for the magical burst, but they need something physical to try and win these team fights. Slark, Dark Pact, AA, Ice Blast going across. There goes the Ember Spirit, catches him with Searing Chains. Ice Blast not going to hit on that Bane. Does actually hit the Treant in the back end, but Fiend's Grip going to catch Rupture as well. Here comes the BKB from Grazine. Can they make anything happen? Big pounce from the Mirana. Going to get into the middle of this team fight. One kill for either side, but Grazine looks like he might go down if they continue. Slark, there's the Dark Pact, that Necro unit blocking his path in, and nice Nightmare. Meanwhile, Tinker making things happen in the back end of play.
That's a nice blinking as well from Nyx Assassin, securing that kill there. The Bloodseeker.
So a 3-for-1 exchange, Treant, Mirana and Bloodseeker all going down.
Yeah, that's pretty big for these guys. They need to push this advantage, maybe take Roshan or take a tier 2. But I think Tinker's going to try and make sure that they can't take the take Roshan.
They don't have a great Roshan taking side. They've got plenty of burst DPS, but they don't have any extended damage on Rosh.
Back to base he goes.
Skadi, Shadowblade, Gem, Drums. This Slark is looking pretty strong right now. Next item, what do you reckon?
I say he's not getting locked down too much. I mean, you maybe want to think better BKB. I'm not too sure though. He's not getting locked down tremendously in these team fights.
Well, the trouble is, the main things he's wary of really are Fiend's Grip and Overgrowth.
Yeah.
He can Dark Pact out of Overgrowth, and he can Dark Pact through Laser and debuff that.
Yeah.
So then Rupture goes through BKB, Fiend's Grip goes through BKB, so don't think it would be a massive item for him.
Yeah.
I think he goes for more damage, because he's got Skadi for the HP.
Yeah.
He might even go for a Heart, just for the HP regen, so he doesn't get caught out by the Bloodseeker passive.
Yeah, maybe so. Sitting on 2.4k gold though, he's going to be buying something big pretty soon. We see a smoked up
Both
Mirana.
sides.
Both sides. Oh yes. We might see something big clash here.
Well, Tinker might get caught
Or if
out.
Tinker's really unlucky, he catches the full brunt of a
Blinks the
5v1
correct way.
assault.
Now they go 5-man bot lane. They're looking in the Radiant jungle. They're looking in the Dire jungle. Both teams dodging each other with these smokes. Nice little ward there, trying to limit the farm of that Ember Spirit. Magic Bush ward.
Yeah, smokes are going to wear off. They're not going to find anything, but they're just going to steal each other's jungle.
Even trade, I'd say.
Yeah, jungle for jungle.
Oh, Mirana using Moonlight Shadow. Can they catch anyone out? It depends which way they go. If they go up this way, they're going to walk straight into the Radiant side.
But they can be a bit more direct now that they've got Moonlight Shadow up. But again, feels pretty wasted. Mirana
Okay,
picks up
go
the
to
double
Roach.
damage.
No Radiant wards up, so they have no idea this is happening. And with that
Yeah.
DD, they've got plenty of potential to take it down. Tinker going to look to defend this top tier 2.
Yeah, if he can hold that on his own with March, that'll be pretty big. While the rest of the team does get the get Roshan.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tinker does have to blink away though before getting hit by Ice Blast.
And this is a trade we see quite often. Dire side taking Roshan and letting the tier 2 fall. They know it's going to fall eventually against heroes like Jakiro.
Yeah.
So they're going to get this advantage with the Aegis Immortal on the Mirana, who dies relatively quickly in these team fights. She's bought a BKB herself, so going pretty full on defensive.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
There's that Necro 2 there for Nyx as well.
Tower is under attack.
I thought we might go for a 4-star for more mobility, but
Yeah.
they need something to break high ground, especially against the Tinker.
Yeah, I mean he's got the blink dagger already, so
I mean, there's one thing that Ember's good at is stopping high ground pushes, but he's not so great at pushing high ground himself. When Tinker spams those march, they need blade mails or necro books
yeah, no, I agree.
to either break high ground and get to the tier 3 or to kill the Tinker with the blade mails. I think we saw some funny moves from a couple of teams against Keeper of the Light and Tinker, where they buy blade mails and just kill the hero straight up.
So Slark going with the Basher, which is obvious choice. Definitely help
Smart
lock
choice.
down that Bloodseeker in the team fights.
So I think I would have gone Heart, but Basher into Abyssal, he's going to be good against the Mirana and the BS with the
Yeah.
BKBs.
Ancient Apparition gets the Aghanim Scepter online as well. It's not a bad time for a support.
Well, look at his net worth, 8,000 gold. He was sitting just above the Jakiro on about
Yeah.
4,000. But that Midas has propelled him so far
Yeah.
ahead. He's just behind the offlane Bloodseeker.
Which isn't bad at all. Not bad at all.
Let's take a quick look at these graphs. XP, slight advantage for the Radiant, about 2,500. And gold, it's increasing. It was 3,000, it was 2,000, but now it's going up towards 4.
Yeah.
It's not massively 34 minutes in, but they've got pretty good map control. And against the Tinker, that's a great thing to have. They've got the kill potential in team fights and solo pickoffs. So they're looking pretty strong in this game. And mYinsanity do have to pull out all the stops and get a big 5-man team wipe to try and take control of this game again. Tier 1 tower is nearly dead up on top. I don't think the Radiant are going to come and defend this, but it's been a long time coming. Mirana's just going to go hit it. Look, guys, look at how low this tower is. It's 3 gold just
I
waiting to
will
be
take
taken.
the tower, yes. March Machine's helping secure those creeps as well. And that's a nice chunk of farm there for the Mirana. Who's got the Manta Star, BKB, Ace as well. And of course there's your Necro free up as well for your Nyx. Oh, nice arrow hitting that Nyx Assassin on the bottom lane. Right, I can't really go on that though. And Manta Star will help do some damage to this tier 2 on top lane.
In comes Slark though. Can he find any stragglers? Now, Ember Spirit, we haven't seen him in quite a while.
Yeah, he's been busy farming up. So he's on 188 last hits right now. He hasn't actually gained any big items since we last looked at him, really.
Well, he's got
Still
Daedalus Recipe on the Courier, and he's 300 gold off the Demon Edge.
Should probably check Courier before I said that, but yes.
That's the first thing I did. I thought the same as you. Like, where's his next item?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. He's got half of it on the Courier, or a third of it on the Courier, 2/3 of it waiting to be bought.
Fair play to him then, fair play. So Necro up on that Nyx now really going to help with his pushes as well along with the Liquid Fire.
Lightning drawn on the map there. They want to smoke up near their secret shop and loop around behind. See if they can get this wrap around. See if they can pick off the Bloodseeker or something like the Bane or the Treant quickly enough. Or even the Tinker. Tinker now has that Dagon level 3. Dagon 3 E-Blade. They've got to be so careful. They're actually going to go and try and contest the jungle. They think they're going to be farming. Oh, Radiant Courier. Be careful, son.
Radiant's top tower is under
He
attack.
should be okay. But losing that Daedalus Recipe could be really catastrophic for them. So.
Well, here comes the wraparound. Slark is invis. Arrow does fly out to try and catch. Oh, it does land on the AA. Here comes the Mirana Starstorm. A couple more hits. Daywalker's in a lot of trouble. But in the back end of play, here comes the big team fight. Ember Spirit cleaning up. Grazine on the run. Pipe, Moonlight Shadow. They've got to continue. Where's sentries? They need some kind of sentries placed. Mirana using the BKB does have the respawn, reincarnation, ready to go. Radiant's Courier actually dies, but it did deliver Daedalus. They can continue this fight. Ember Spirit dealing out the massive DPS. Slark has died. Grazine uses BKB, but Tinker going to be the next to fall. Can he get the blink off? No!
Liquid
Ember
Fire.
again.
Really nice work there. Liquid Fire stopping that Tinker from getting away. Really nice team fight there. mYinsanity really on the back foot there now.
Did Slark? Yeah, Slark bought back for that. I'm not entirely sure why. He thought maybe he could catch up and find another pick off. But Mirana getting out without using the Aegis the Immortal, and Bloodseeker able to TP out with the BKB.
So they found the kills on 2 supports there and Tinker. That's going to be some gold that heavily needed for COF there.
Dire's middle
Let's have
tower
a look at those
is
graphs
under
on that though.
attack.
XP is really favouring COF at the moment.
Well, the gold graph dips a little bit because of that tier 2 taken and then a couple of kills they got initially, but we'll probably see that update and go back up towards
that'll probably
3.
mellow out a little bit, yeah.
We see it really in the gold. There you see a small dip, XP, small dip and then a big.
Yeah, if you look at the gold graph now, you can see where it takes its little peak and it just goes, nope.
I'm going back up here.
No.
And now they've got time to farm their jungle. Whereas the Dire side, not really going for that. They can't flash farm their jungle as well as Ember Spirit can. Look at that, just swiped at the creeps and down they go. Back up to 2.5k.
Yes, this Ember all of a sudden has come online, did some really nice work in that team fight as well. So this is the part now where it's sort of see, can they snowball into this, breaks and barracks? Can they win this game? Can they take this, or can mYinsanity hold on? But I don't really know at this point of the game, other than sort of a Tinker. You've got a Bloodseeker who, let's face it, I mean, you might say different, but I think he's just getting smushed in every team fight at the moment. I don't feel like he's accomplishing much.
Well, his itemization has been very unusual, to say the least.
Yeah.
He went for initially Blade Mail, it looked like, and then into BKB, and now he's going for... He's bought a Yasha, and now going into Maelstrom. So he's sort of getting caught, like, I need this item, but I also need that item, but now I need to do more damage.
Yeah.
So he was initially going for, a tanky Bloodseeker, run into the middle of the fight, which is Treads, Blade Mail, and Mjolnir. So you've got the static charge on you and Blade Mail, so they can't hit you, and you're just absolutely ripping them to shreds with your silence on yourself.
Yeah.
But now he's gone a lot more defensive and trying to switch back in. Mirana getting caught out there. Ice Blast. Aegis has expired. Down he goes.
Ouch.
That only expired, 10 seconds ago or so.
Yeah.
He's going onto the Nyx, but he doesn't care. He got what he came for.
Yeah, finish off that. Well, that's pretty big for the Nyx. No Moonlight Shadow, no arrows. She's down for 65 seconds. Has she got buyback? Let's have a quick look for you. Mirana does have buyback, so she can bring herself into the game if she wants to. But for the time being, it's not an overly pressing issue. They'll probably let that tier 2 go up middle if they wanted to.
Living armor on that, trying to heal up a little bit, and Tinker comes in with a rocket spam. Doesn't have too much mana though, so he could be careful about his mana expenditure. Hex, probably the next item. I don't know if he finishes Dagon 5 here. And if he was going to do that, he probably would do it now.
Dire's middle
So he'll probably go into Hex.
Yeah.
And that way you've got to keep your bottle in your stash. And then when you come back to Fountain, you take it. Oh, mid lane. Victor goes down. Ember Spirit with the last hit, but that's Slark and Jakiro comboing up very nicely together.
Yeah, really nice work there. Liquid Fire doing some work down that tier 2. And that's going to be another chunk of change there.
Middle tower has fallen.
mYinsanity really on the back foot right now. So, you know, the space in which they can farm, all of a sudden it goes, once you start losing these tier 2 towers, it sort of goes from being able to farm in the jungle, all of a sudden they're sort of being pushed back. Take some of the camps, but they're being pushed right back.
Oh, Slark, that's unfortunate. He knows there was a ward up here. I think his initial idea was to pounce up onto this ward spot and take it out. But now
He missed.
he definitely missed. Checking for Roshan. BKB from the Ember, so not going for more crit or more Battle Fury, going defensive. He doesn't want to get caught out by the Tinker when he gets that Hex. So definitely
Yeah, that seems to be the thing in that last team. But like Ember did quite a lot of damage there, but he seemed to be getting stunned out and caught out quite a bit. Like he could have done a lot more with BKB, I feel.
Now there's no one going Butterfly on COF. I don't know if they're expecting Slark to go it, but MKB from the Mirana. I'm not sure I agree with this, because you could go Lifesteal Crit and become, you know, a pretty good semi-carry, or you could go Desolator and do plenty of minus armor and damage that way. But going for an MKB, you know, it preempts the Butterfly from the Ember possibly, from the Slark possibly, but not the greatest DPS item.
Yeah. I think for that sort of, at this sort of stage in the game where like mYinsanity they need to get as much as they possibly can. Really, I feel like that goal could have been spent better. But I think we're going to find out whether it's going to pay off though. Moonlight Shadow does come out.
I think it was scouted by those Slark illusions. I'm pretty sure it was. The Slark illusions were standing up here when Moonlight Shadow was used.
Oh,
when they saw
okay.
people go invis.
Oh, so it's more of a panic Moonlight Shadow than a...
Well, I don't know. I think they wanted to go aggressive down at bot lane because they all converged on it and wanted to go this way.
Yeah.
Really nice reaction there. Smoke up. They know Moonlight Shadow's down, so there's no way to escape. Shadow Blade used by Slark to make up the distance. Dire Sentry does go down. He might get... No, he doesn't get spotted. That's really nice pathing there from the Slark. Can he find this Bane? Yes, he can. The Dark Pact going to stop that nightmare. Down you go, Victor.
Arrow. Not catching anyone at all. Mirana needs to back out.
Really nice
Gets
ice
caught
path.
by the ice path
Pounce,
though.
catches him, the leash, the BKB forced, but here comes the rest of the team. The Treant, no chance to use Overgrowth, stunned out, and now there's no leap on Mirana. The BKB's running out. Here comes the Ember Spirit, the massive DPS, but they're not going to chase the high ground. There's still a Tinker to be very, very scared of.
Yeah, a lot of spam damage that could come from that Tinker there. He was at the back of base. But RCF going to push his advantage. No supports.
Oh, Roshan just... You could not ask for a more perfect timing. They walk into the Roshan pit and it respawns. Now, who do you give this to? The Ember, I assume, sells his bottle.
Yeah, I think I prefer to see it on the Ember Spirit. I think he's going to be bringing a lot more to the table right now.
Oh, it's going to be the Slark. Oh, no. It could be either of them. They've both just
Yeah,
sold... They've both got items.
Maybe it's going to be a race.
Yeah. Who can take it first? We're both equally useful. Arrow does hit the Slark, so this is probably going to be the Ember taking it.
So
In fact,
Ember does stop hitting it.
They stop hitting it.
Yeah, Slark definitely wanted that then.
So Ember sells his bottle and says, I'm taking it, and Slark's like, no.
No, it's mine.
No, you go and get your bottle. Oh, you can't get your bottle back, can you? You just sold it. Unfortunate. No, but Ember's opened up that slot for his next item. I'm not sure what it's going to be, though. Could be
Anything set
another
up for
Battle
Korea?
Fury. No, he's got nothing.
Nothing.
And AA, 3,900 gold, has his Ags. We sometimes see Ethereal Blade from AA, so he can stop himself being owned by that Bloodseeker and Mirana. There's even a gem on the floor just left there.
I'll just put that there. I'm so rich, I don't care.
Well, you know, it could be useful against Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah.
Slark. Oh, Slark, yeah. I knew they had one already, but I didn't know if that was the one they put down. Slark has one, so that's fine. Hex on the Tinker.
So Moonlight Shadow once again coming into play. Mirana with the help of Bane trying to find something along that top lane there. But the Ember Spirit has backed right off. I don't know if they're about to set the kill between the two of them anyway.
He's so difficult to bring down.
Yeah.
I mean, Fiend's Grip sure is going to hold him in place, but DPS output of Mirana not the highest. And if Ember Spirit gets the Flame Guard off first, then he's most likely not going to go down. Slark waiting for Tinker to TP bot. Let's watch this Tinker. Where does he go? He does go
here
bot.
he is. Instant blink into the trees.
They know he's there. They went for that sentry ward. Tinker's going to TP down. But here comes the wraparound. Arrow not going to hit anyone. Actually, it hits a creep. That poor melee creep, walking with the rest of his friends, now he's stunned out and left behind. Now this is going to be really helpful. Pipe from the Jakiro allowing them to push high ground a lot more easier against the March spam.
Yep. That's really going to allow them to sort of open up those tier 3s, start to push some racks. The mYinsanity desperately just trying to get all the farm they can get. So we've got Maelstrom up now on Bloodseeker, a Yasha and a BKB.
Oh wow, look at that. Over the past 5 minutes or so, we see a massive XP lead gained by the Radiant side. 12k for that. Gold-wise, that is skyrocketing as well. The efficient farming, the pickoffs they're fighting, they're literally getting mYinsanity into a chokehold, so
Yeah.
they can't leave their base apart from Tinker. They've tried some nice movements with Moonlight Shadow to find openings, but apart from that, they are relegated to farming their jungle and pushing lanes back out from where COF have pushed them in.
Let's get into this stage now. We'll see if they've got to start making some movements. They need to start getting pushes, you know, getting these tier 3s. I mean, the dominance, so I mean, I can see you looking oddly at the Ancient Apparition, sitting there, 4.6k gold
Money.
as well. Like,
Money.
like you could just for the sake of it, get like a Necro book or something just to help with the push, maybe.
That's a good point. He could go for that. I don't know why he's saving up so much gold.
Maybe he's going to get a Divine Rapier.
He's got 3,000 unreliable gold. Oh, mid lane. They actually have a gem so they can see Victor. Nightmare used, Spike Carapace, but Dagon. That Nyx. Mirana going to throw the arrow out, find the Slark. Mirana has to leap away here.
Oh, nearly found a Tinker as well. Tinker's a little bit overplaced there. But TP blinks right back. Bloodseeker, they're being quite aggressive in that top lane.
Yeah, he has to TV back soon though, because they're
Yeah.
going to have to defend this tier 3. There's the March spammer. They're going to see rocket spam as well from the Tinker. Get as much damage out onto this, onto these pipe tunes as possible.
Yeah.
Arrow hitting the Ember Spirit, and he's not the one with the Aegis of the Immortal. So Mirana leaping in. There's the BKB, but Mirana already kills the Ember Spirit. A massive kill for them. So the DPS output of the Radiant side is severely mitigated. There goes the E-Blade. There goes the Chiro. 3 down for just the Bane. Now Grazine is still on the chase. Kill these Necro units. So that Ember Spirit getting arrowed and caught out, getting absolutely dominated by that
Yeah.
Mirana. So her DPS is pretty damn good.
Where was Slark in that team fight? Was he there?
Yeah, he was there.
He just ran away.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Ancient
here we go.
Apparition's gonna
AA
need
in a lot
help
of
now.
trouble. E-Blade, Dagon, Slark looking for an opening. Abyssal Blade is ready, but no, he's got no way to catch up.
That's gotta be
Again,
frustrating.
If he had a Blink Dagger rather than the Shadow Blade, I just feel that
Yeah.
that would have been so much better against the Tinker. Give him that extra bit of distance so he can catch up,
Yeah.
or even blink over here when he knew the Tinker had blinked over.
Okay, I've got a blink too. Nice to see you. Meanwhile, there's Bloodseeker. They're pushing bottom lane round. Maelstrom is helping him farm up a bit. He's starting to get a little bit of gold in the bank now. 2.7k gold.
Yeah, that's his Mjolnir ready to go.
Yeah. Though that team fight though was really big for mYinsanity. It just proves that they can defend.
Oh yeah.
And you know, see if they've really got to reevaluate how they're going to push.
That's the thing, COF used a lot to kill that Bane, and then they didn't have Ice Blast and stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
Then the Ember Spirit getting caught by the arrow and everyone, you know, trying to bail. The Ice Path was nice, but the BKB from the Mirana, too much. They didn't have anything
Yeah.
to stop her in place. I just wonder, the Abyssal from Slark, did he have that there? So if he'd used the Abyssal on the Mirana, that would have been great.
Yeah, should have gone down. She's not overly tanky at this point though. That's the thing. She's sitting on about 2k health though.
Well,
so
16 armor as well, so she
Yeah.
is pretty tanky. That's the thing, she's gone for a relatively defensive item build with Manta BKB.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I take that. I retract my statement.
5,600 gold for her though. That kill on Ember was massive.
How much? Mirana ended Ember Spirit's killing spree of 505 gold. Okay.
And that one fight has given them 6,000, over 6,000
Yeah.
XP.
All of a sudden, mYinsanities is still in this game. On Rupture going into that Nyx Assassin in the Radiant jungle as well. Just catching it there.
And now
Tinker getting the blow.
This is where he comes into play really. E-Blade,
Yeah.
Dagon, Hex.
Yeah, I mean, when you can take down a Nyx just like that, no problem.
Oh, Trian, this is the wrong place to be. Pounce from the Slark, Dark Pact, Moonlight Shadow. There's the Abyssal Blade, and Gem is still on that Slark, so down goes the Trian with a crit from Ember Spirit, finishing him off.
So 1 point exchange there, but that was a Nyx for a Trian.
And also they're pushing lanes out. It's given Tinker room to push top. So that's
Yeah.
going to end up here pretty much with Equilibrium. Bot lane has been pushed to here. Mid lane is free to farm, but we're seeing movement from the Dark side up into the top lane. They'll probably farm the jungle and maybe try and bait out the Tinker, because we have seen a lot of smoke movements from the Radiant to try and catch him out. And that's
Yeah.
a Hex from the AA. So that's what he was saving up for. Literally buys Hex straight up.
That's a big item to have for A. That's really going to help Mana Pool as well. It's going to help everything. Team fight as well. A lot of disable. Ice Blast. Top lane. Not going to catch anything but some creeps. Tinker TP's in just after it. Continue to push those lanes around.
Now, there's only one real way of locking this Ember Spirit down. Well, I guess there's the arrow if they get lucky with that again. But it's going to be the Tinker using Hex. They're going to have to chain Hex the Ember Spirit and possibly the Slark if they can. Try and burst one of them down as quickly as possible, because COF rely on having those two cores doing as much damage as possible in team fights. If one of them's gone, that infinitely reduces their damage output, and mYinsanity can definitely come back into this. They've got heroes that can run around and mess you up.
Oh yes. I still just feel like I need to see a little bit more from his Bloodstreak around there. 3.3k gold. I'm not too sure where he's going next either with that.
I think he's saving for buyback and then going to buy Mjolnir. Slark is invis. Tinker going to blink out. Slark going for this. Can you get the pounce? No. He was looking for it. I think he could have if he knew exactly where the Tinker was.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But then
he wouldn't have known he was there.
He would have had to pounce an Abyssal Blade instantly.
Yeah.
Or hope for a Lucky Bash. And here we go again. Smoke from the Radiant side. They're using this whenever they can. I think Smoke is like permanently on cooldown for COF. But who can they find?
Slark leading the charge.
Treant in a pretty rough position. Does have a sentry placed there. Oh, Radiant Courier.
Ouch. That'll do. That'll do. And Treant, if he's not careful, blinks away. Tinker coming in here. Might blink across and try and find a pickup. Roshan still down for the time being as well. Ice Blast going across from Jakira, trying to find out what this Tinker could be.
Again, mYinsanity are kind of hemmed in, but they've got bot lane pushing out, which COF have to deal with at some point. They can't just let this this lane push up to the tier 2. So once that tier 2 goes, that's free reign for Tinker to start pushing onto this bot lane of Rax.
Roshan not back just yet.
Slark picking up a Demon Edge. I wonder if he goes MKB here, because the Tinker's going to be looking to laser him after he uses Dark Pact, so that's going to limit his damage output.
Having a bit of a 1-2 issue over there, buddy.
Don't lie.
Okay, Twaldurka sorts it out, so we're seeing CF in the Radiant Jungle right now, just farmed it out. Are you okay, mate?
Stay.
Stay.
Butterfly from the Mirana. Okay, so the MKB is going to be good against that. Is that Roshan alive? Yes, he is.
He's just come back
And
now.
he has cheese this time.
Yum yum. Rana continuing to farm up as well.
We don't actually see both teams converging on this. It's just the Dire getting ready.
Do we know if there's anything on that courier, by the way, or is it just heading to the secret
I
shop?
don't know. I don't have the. You can try and use your courier hotkey. Select one of the Dire heroes and use your courier.
I don't have that set up either.
You don't have a courier hotkey.
No.
How do you send items to yourself?
Press the button. Oh, Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Dagon 5 there on the Tinker finally.
This is where he starts to get limited though, because next item he has to sell Soul Ring to get Shivas or something like that. But you really want to keep that Soul Ring, so you keep
Soul
spamming
Ring's so
spells
big
out.
for Tinker, like all the way into late game. Quick pause. Oh, it says sorry, go.
I mean, at this point in the game, we definitely have to see this Tinker bring out some big plays.
Yeah, he has
to start
guns.
blinking in, hexing E-Blade, Dagon, multiple targets, prioritizing targets, get the hex on the Ember Spirit, E-Blade, Dagon onto possibly the Slark to force him to use his ultimate prematurely, then rearm, and do the whole thing again.
Oh yes. It's desperately trying to find a pick off now that they know that they can't really just take mYinsanity head on. Arrow's going to go through. Checking out Roshan, they're going to find it. Ice Blast pouncing onto the Treant as well. Ice Blast will catch on the Treant, taking a lot of damage. He will go down. You see Ember Spirit doing well now, getting called out though. He will go down as well. Bloodseeker walks away from Little. Macapire goes out as well. Bane trying to struggle to walk away. Tinker at the back of things as well. Gets caught out by the Ice Blast. Definitely in pursuit of things as well. Who's that went down there? Wow. Big team up there. big fire there for mYinsanity as well. Bane walks away from that. Nyx goes down as well. A just managing to TP out of that as well.
No arrow from Mirana. Main thing there, Fiend's grip on Ember Spirit. He's sat there, flailing his arms and legs, not able to do anything at all.
That was really big.
So we
They couldn't even kill him.
mYinsanity very good at defending their high ground. COF looked like they could come out on top of that. They're good positioning. They split COF. They split mYinsanity, you know, who were sort of standing here, here, and here. But the convergence then onto the Slark and the Ember Spirit was absolutely amazing. So then they had all of these heroes coming into the same position. Jakiro couldn't ice path all of them. We couldn't get a big ice blast on anyone. So Tinker was just having free reign. They have all these heroes running around with BKBs. Bloodseeker and Treant, you know, did go down, but that Mirana dishing out the damage with that butterfly, she's pretty much stacked.
Bane's going to take the cheese and run after taking a nice blast to the face there. Alright, all of a sudden give the graphs a second to catch up. I'm really interested to see exactly how they're looking now to mYinsanity.
It's going to be massive for mYinsanity. That 12k experience lead dropped by 6k the first time COF tried to push high ground. I think it might even go below 0.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's definitely going that way. Down to 2,000. So that 10k experience lead, 10k experience swing going all the way down. Gold-wise, still Radiant advantage.
Only just, though. Only just. But as long as his Tinker's in play, like, they need to find a kill on his Tinker. If Tinker stays alive, I feel like mYinsanity could take this game.
With the Ember Spirit, it's a similar situation when I was talking about the Slug. BKB isn't going to be helping him too much against Overgrowth Fiend's Grip. The Ember wanted something to save him in team fights.
Yeah.
I feel like a Linken's would have been much more effective. Because then you're going to block at least one of the spells. You're going to block Fiend's Grip or Hex or something like that. The initial spell that locks you in place. And then from then onwards, Slark finds the Mirana. Does have Aegis Immortal. Can't pounce away though when you've got Abyssal Blade on you. Impale as well. She does have Leap ready to go now, so there's no chance to take a second kill. But yeah, with the Linken's, you're going to block that initial lockdown. Oh, Jakiro.
Oh, Jakiro.
They can't follow up.
Power right in the kisser.
Yeah, you block that initial lockdown, so then you've got free reign to Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, get your ultimate off, use Flame Guard to be defensive. Just feel like he's always been slightly out of position. He wants to be in the middle of that team fight with the rest of his team when really his strength is going to be being in a position like this while the rest of his team is fighting here and using Sleight of Fists and Searing Chains and getting the damage off from a distance.
Yeah, them Wilo playing really reserved now. Like they know they're sort of pushing towards an advantage, but they don't want to blow it. They playing very reserved, backed off in the jungle. Both teams actually now smoking up, heading towards middle. We could see a big clash here if they catch him out. But they will literally just walk past each other at the river.
Once again, both teams. Oh, where's that Tinker sitting? Depending on where he TP's to, he'd probably TP bot. It's a little risky, but they can't see anyone on the Radiant side on the map. Oh, he's going to TP mid. This could be big. Slark going to come in here. Abyssal Blade ready to go. He's going to get this. He's going to get the pounce. Down goes the Tinker.
Ouch, he must have buyback though.
Well, 122 seconds for him to respawn. Where's the buyback status? He doesn't have buyback. It's on cooldown. When did he use buyback?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He bought back last fight when Mirana was killing everyone. Tinker actually did go down in that.
Oh, okay, I didn't catch that.
Wow, that is really big. So 100 seconds without Tinker, no March, no Rockets, no Hex or E-Blade, all these spells which are so vital for them. Tier 3 is going to fall down eventually, and possibly Rax. They've got Liquid Fire to go, but here comes the fight. Mirana in the midst of things. That Ember Spirit down to about a third of his health. Overgrowth, is that ready to go? No, it's already on cooldown. He's used it, catching these guys here. But Ember Spirit, there we go, from a distance, finding plenty of damage. Treant going to go down to the Slark. Down they go, and Bloodseeker, the static charge, spamming everyone with lightning, but the big crits. Ember Spirit killing everyone. The dominance from COF definitely starting to show now, pushing up high ground. That kill on Tinker, absolutely massive for them.
A really big team fight there. So they didn't have that Tinker in the play. That's
Bane!
Oh, that was nasty.
And now Bloodseeker's going to go down as well. The pounce from Slug, Ice Path, Arrow going to hit the Slug, but
it won't be enough there.
No
Mirana
chance for
could be
Chrissy.
next in the foreign when she's not careful. She's on her own now. COF really needs to push his advantage.
They're
just going to go straight for win.
no buybacks for any of the Dire. So it's just Mirana on her own.
There's not much she can do there. She's trying to make something happen, but
I think this is game.
I think this could be game. They're just going to go straight for throne.
There's no fortify. 30 seconds for the Tinker to come back alive. Mirana's dead.
Ouch.
5 people there.
Yeah,
GG. 5 people down for MYI. Great pick off on the Tinker. Just turns into game over.
Yeah, yeah. But really well played to mYinsanity. They almost turned that game around. Just a little bit of a fatal error there with the Tinker going down. That was just game over. Tinker was keeping a minute. As soon as he went down, they just knew. Charged straight up middle, took those tier 3s, took the racks, and went for throne.
I mean, that's what I was saying. The mentality of him, looking at bot lane, that lane's pushing out. I could TP there, but it's risky because I don't know where anyone is. They could be in their jungle, they could be mid, they could be smoked up. He didn't know that they'd be smoked up in his jungle, waiting for him to come to mid.
Slug literally was just like, go, this is it, go.
Yeah,
We've been waiting
our time.
We've been waiting for this. That was a 55-minute game, Dirk. That was the first game of today, and what a fantastic game that was indeed. Again, well played to mYinsanity. They did hold on for quite a while after having that sort of bit of a shaky start, where sort of mid-game I did sort of wonder whether or not they were going to be able to sort of keep hold of it, but no, they managed to power through.
Yeah, definitely a great game to start off with.
Yes.
Tinker, Ember Spirit, Bloodseeker, some heroes which, you know, we've seen come into the limelight recently, but don't get picked confidently by a lot of teams.
Yeah. So with that said, folks, we're just going to cut to a very quick break. We'll bring you the next game very shortly. I believe that the lobby is up, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Enjoy.